991 Porsche Speedster on HRE S107SC by Wheels Boutique.
Hey, what's up guys? David Nussbaum at Wheels Boutique here. I've got my sunner shades on today because seriously, it's very bright out here and it's actually very, very hot. So let me get this done rather quickly on one take. So the footage that you just saw was our 991 Speedster that's next to us. But if you'll notice, right next to me, our car has a different set of HRE wheels on. In the footage that you just saw, it was a set that we used to have on the car when it came about a week ago. That set was HRE 527S's. It comes from their vintage series. It's one of their newer, or relatively new wheel models that they released just a couple years ago. And on that setup, we had satin gold for the center face, and then we had polished gold for the outer lip. Now, what happened was, we had a 991 turbo client getting some modifications done here at the shop. We put on his HRE S107SCs, ding, ding, ding. But then when he came to pick up the car, he's like, hey, I really, really dig the wheels that you guys have on your Speedster. I wish I had ordered that. So what we did was we said, you know what? We want to make you happy. So you can take the set off of our car and we'll take the set off of your car and we'll call it even. And so that's exactly what we did. So now on the car is the HRE S107SC. Now the gold is a little bit different than the ones that we had on the 527S's. This is not a satin gold, even though it is a satin type of finish. This is called frozen polished gold. And the frozen portion of the name signifies that it's a satin clear coat. So that's why you see it's not that shiny, even though the Miami sun is beating down on it. On the outer lip, we have polished clear instead of the polished gold that we had on the last car. So doing a little bit of a comparison, I would say that the other set is more classic looking. Of course, it's a solid 5-spoke, something that would remind you of wheels that Porsche has been using for decades. And this one is a little bit more of an aggressive design, more modern. It has what we call a floating spoke design. Edge of the spokes actually don't touch the outer lip. It's actually floating above it. And so that's because this S107SC is a 2-piece wheel. The barrel is one single piece. It's forged, so is the center face. So it makes it extremely lightweight and extremely durable for a multi-piece wheel. Now, let's go back to the 991 Speedster and what I think about it. For those that aren't really into Porsches all that much, this is basically a 991.2 GT3 convertible. So it's got the same engine, it's got the same suspension, it's got a manual transmission in here as well, but just with the convertible top, which is very useful for Miami, very useful for days like this. We're actually going to be taking this car to Das Renntreffen, which is the yearly Porsche show down here in South Florida. They call it DRT for short. We were there last year. Maybe Marvin could link you to some video footage of that. And we'll be going again this year. So what I'm going to be doing is I've already contacted the majority of our clients down here in South Florida. We're going to gather everybody up together and we're going to ride out here from the shop all the way to the event, possibly with a police escort. That way we show up in style, we kind of showcase all of the builds, and that way people can do some voting on some of their favorite stuff. This one's gonna be entered in the Speedster class. Of course, it's gonna have a lot of competition because you'll have the older generation of Speedsters, which are extremely rare and extremely desirable, pitted against this. Not that this one isn't extremely rare and extremely desirable, because it is, but you know, the voters are usually the older crowd, so they'll naturally gravitate towards the older models. I will probably be driving this because Ben will probably be driving his Carrera GT, and I think my father is probably going to be driving my 996 C4S, and just overall we got a lot of cool cars. We'll be having a 992 Turbo S with Tech Art that's been featured on this channel, some 997s, so some 993s also, just a variety of different 911s. I'm very excited for that event. It's next Sunday, so by the time that you see this video, which will be tomorrow on Friday, we should be, you know, good to go with all of the stuff. I'm just jabbering off, man. I could talk about Porsches all day. So let me jump inside. Let me put the top down so you guys can see what it looks like, and then get some more B-roll so you guys can see what the wheels look like on the car, and then I'll talk about some of the sizing for it. So you guys saw the process to take down the top. It took Marvin and myself about 60 seconds. I was asking him how he was able to do it when he took it out for a photo shoot in case it rained, but you know, Marvin's a big dude. He could do everything by himself. But going back to the interior of this, as I mentioned, this is basically the convertible GT3. So that carries over to the inside. You see the carbon buckets, which I just took it for a spin. Extremely supportive. I did not have my body roll at any point whatsoever. You have carbon fiber on the 6-speed manual transmission shift knob. You have carbon here. You have a little plaque, Porsche 70-year anniversary. So this car is number 563 out of 1948 that they made, obviously commemorating the first year of Porsche. And then you got the yellow stitching. You've got everything that you basically want out of a sports car, but just a convertible version. So again, RPM red line was about 9,000. It was absolutely screaming on this closed circuit here in Mexico. But other than that, I mean, I absolutely love everything about the car. If you're going to DRT, if you're watching it before DRT starts on April 3rd, 2022, please give us a shout. We're gonna have some pastries, we're gonna have some coffee here. It's gonna be a great meetup here at the shop. I'm expecting about 50 cars or so, Porsches I should say, from all makes and models, so you're more than welcome to come if you see it in time. Let us know what you think about this set, the HRE S107SCs. Let us know what you think about the last set, the 527Ss. And let us know if you have a 991 or a 992 and you're looking for inventory wheels. Oftentimes we have a lot of wheels on inventory, whether used or brand new, waiting for you guys, so you don't have to wait for a new set to be built. And also, like in this case, right off our own car. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell icon. See you next time.